Yes, yes, it's time for another political rant. This one centers on Cenk Uygur, Jank, I don't know, Shank. I used to watch the Young Turks years and years ago when they first came out. I didn't like him then, but I still watched it. And the old guy's out here doing his thing again. Let's see what he's up to. It's gotta be, he's so off. No.
We've tried establishment Democrats, complete failures. We've tried establishment Republicans, complete failures. We tried fake populism under Donald Trump, complete failure.
I disagree.
So the only thing we haven't tried is left-wing populism. And you say, don't try it. Go back to the establishment Democrats. Are you crazy?
You can't vote Democrat and then say that, well, because they still support the rich and the rich still get all the tax cuts, I'm still going to cast my vote, which is the most powerful political weapon you have, to the very establishment that you're on one hand trying to tear down.
That's just weird to mention guardrails against firing people when you rejected a union at your company and fired somebody for organizing.
Yeah, that is absolutely not true. You can say that if you like.
That is true. Look it up.
Fine. So since you smeared me, let's explain. Hi, I'm Cenk Uygur. I'm host of the...
So, just right away, not a ton. Those are the good clips they always put at the start, trying to show you the controversial takes that are gonna be ahead. Not tremendous this time. I've seen others where they were insulting Jordan Peterson, for instance, and here, all smiling Jank. No, not. We'll see who we can take the most today.
The Young Turks live weekdays, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. I'm also the head of the TYT Network. I'm also founder of Just Democrats Wolfpack and Rebellion Pack, where we're trying to bring the country together. And here I am surrounded by 20 Democrats and Republicans, and I'm going to try to bring them together.
Now, right away, Jank, whatever, has never been the type of person I would say is trying to bring people together. Every time I have ever watched him, he's attacking and belittling and dismissing other sides of the argument. So to say, I'm here to bring Republicans and Democrats together, I don't know what this new spiel he's trying to sell is, but it's not one I have ever been witness to before.
Claim number one is that Democrats and Republicans agree on economic issues and try to divide us and distract us with culture wars.
Now, this is the format that is used here. We got to race to the chair. That's whoever gets to speak first. It's thankful. Cenk had better be thankful, that he happens to already be sitting down, because I've seen him try to mosey along, and I tell you, he would not find himself in that chair at any point in the day in front of the others.
All right, Cenk. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
My name's Oliver.
Hey, Oliver.
Yeah, so I guess the first place I want to start off with your claim is to first say that I think there's a grain of truth in it, and I think I would largely agree that when it comes to the system of neoliberalism, the system of capitalism, I think there can be a lot of overlap. I think where I would probably push back a little bit is when we look specifically at what policy issues get passed and how they affect people, there seems to be a very big difference. So for example, under the Biden administration, we saw with the expansion of the Affordable Care Act and Medicaid, we saw over 8 million people become eligible for Medicaid who were previously not eligible. If we contrast that right now with what's in Trump's big beautiful bill, over a 10-year period, that would make between 15 and 16 million people ineligible for Medicaid. So it seems on a crucial economic issue that affects people's ability to, survive, have quality health care, live quality lives. There seems to be a stark contrast. So I'm just wondering, your thoughts on that.
So where I would disagree is the word stark. So I understand there is a contrast. That's why I vote Democrat. Mm-hmm. But these are giant buts here. So first of all, they say on Medicare,
Of course, he votes Democrat, but he wants to bring them together. I think just kind of influence him more towards his side of the lake, of the pond. And this other guy he's debating now, Oliver, I have seen him, he seemed like a kind of a wimpy, feminist kind of guy, a little kind of wimpy person, that I'd seen him get dismantled on some other shows defending feminism, so... These two together, no.
We should negotiate drug prices, the Democrats say, and then they never deliver. they didn't even try to negotiate drug prices other than on insulin and maybe 10 other drugs. And you go, well, that's pretty good. No, that's 10 drugs out of tens of thousands of drugs. At a maximum, it's only a $6 billion savings, when in reality, what we actually would do if we negotiated the drug prices is several $100 billion in savings. So what I'm saying to you is, while the Democrats do some things that are positive, they do it almost as a release valve. So they go, okay, here's another example that you mentioned, the Affordable Care Act. You know what it was called before it was called Obamacare?
You can enlighten me.
Yeah.
The Romney was a plan that was tried in a Republican state.
Exactly. It was called Romney Care.
Yeah.
And you know who came up with it? The Heritage Foundation, the same people who came up with Project 2025.
Okay.
That is a corporate release valve so that people don't build up too much pressure and go to a rebellion or a revolution. But in the bottom line is, that was a
So I'll give it to Cenk here. He does seem to be talking some sense about it, where he's noting that the party, whichever side you're on, doesn't necessarily care all that much about the people so much as the optics of the situation here. So when things get too sour, too many people are looking at them. They think, God, what are we going to do? Oh, yeah, well, look at this thing. Affordable health care. And it's so comical, because if they had brought it out as the Romney idea, the libs would have just torn it down, said how dumb it is, how, communists, Russians. You just got to slap on a Democrat's name, have him run with it, and now all of a sudden it's the greatest idea. I love when they do those kind of interviews with, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel used to do that, go on the street and he'd read a quote or something from Trump and tell the people, what do you believe what Biden said? And they say, oh, yeah, he's an idiot. They say, actually, that was what Trump said. Oh, well, about that anyway. Interesting. Yes.
a tiny, tiny little fix thought of by a right-wing think tank. And then now when you say negotiate drug prices, Obama never did it, even though he ran an ad called Billy where he said he was going to do it. Biden does at most 6% of it. The Democrats are constantly doing 5 to 10% as a little release valve, but keep the machine going exactly as it is.
And we can totally agree that there should be more that's done. I guess maybe I was taking your claim too literally, which is that Democrats and Republicans agree on economic issues. And maybe there's a qualify in there. Is it largely agree? Is it mainly agree?
It's definitely large. Yeah, it's not 100% agree. Otherwise, it would be too obvious. But is it true that they largely agree? Of course. So I'll give you many other examples. Paid family leaves at 84%. Yet the Democrats never seem to be able to pass it. Why do they never pass it? Because they're not trying. They said they do the public option. Joe Biden didn't even announce them, introduce the public option. Why? Because they agree with Republicans.
Well, I don't think they agree with Republicans necessarily. I just think that sometimes it's hard to pass legislation in a bitterly divided Congress. Would you acknowledge that it's difficult very often in order to get things done? You don't.
So I'll give Cenk a little more credit here. Maybe I misjudged him since I haven't viewed him other than the viral clips he's had being humiliated in the last number of years. But you can see how he's holding the Democrats. This guy, Oliver, said is a feminist lad who defends the liberal side of things. So Cenk seems to be doing a pretty good job of letting him know, hey, the Democrats aren't all that sweet, loving grandma figures you've been told they are. And the other guy is just, he's in disbelief. Oh, why are you saying that? I don't. You think bills are easy to pass? When they want them to, when they want them to be, they seem to go through fine, don't they?
See, that is the number one excuse Democrats use. Oh, golly gee, there was nothing we could do. And they sing, there was nothing we could do. There was nothing we could do. In reality, he didn't even try for the public option, Biden. He didn't introduce it. So that pulls it over 70%. Why not try?
Sure.
$15 minimum wage. The Republicans didn't take that out of the bill. Joe Biden took it out of the bill. You see those things where you can tell intent, and the intent is
minimum wage reduced by Biden? I thought that was one of the big Democratic talking points they have these days. Interesting. Seems like a little chink in the armor is forming here.
He actually agrees with the donor class and the Republicans. He doesn't want those things. If you can't pass a bill at 84%, then are you saying the Democrats are the most incompetent politicians in history?
I'm not saying they're the most incompetent party, and I'm also not saying they're perfect. I think that we risk running into an issue where we equate the two parties as being virtually the same, which leads people to not voting whatsoever at all because they think the whole class is against them. And I'm in complete agreement with you that the two-party system is fundamentally broken and that Democrats in a lot of ways have a lot of the same issues. I guess what I predominantly have an issue with is those who maybe don't take the time to have nuance in the discussion and just say, oh, they agree on economic issues and they only want to divide us on cultural issues.
Yeah, but brother, so
I think
here's
that
the difference.
It's important to make that, because otherwise people stay home. They don't vote, and then we're in the situation that we're in right now when a lot of people don't end up voting.
No, but Oliver, so let me tell you my perspective on it that's really important.
Okay.
So Democrats always say, hey, look, there's a 5 to 10% difference, so you should vote for us.
Okay.
But they don't quite say it that way. You understand that, I understand that,
Sure.
a lot of people here understand that. But what
Marketing
they-
is a thing. We can
Right,
agree
but
marketing is a
no,
thing.
but hold on, this is super important.
Okay.
But they tell the voters, we're gonna make a big difference. We're gonna do minimum
Sure.
wage, we're gonna do public
Yeah.
option, we're gonna
Basic politicking. The politicians are known for doing that kind of rhetoric, are they not? We're going to do this. We're going to go here. We're going to destroy that. We're going to take them down. Was it Howard Dean? Yeah! And threw him out of the running. So, come on, Oliver boy. He pretends he sees the gambit, the ploy, but then he doesn't want to accept it now.
do paid family leave.
Yes.
And when they don't, people get disappointed and disappointed.
course.
And that leads them to not voting. That leads them to hating the Democratic Party.
Sure.
What I'm saying is go with populist left. That is the
Okay.
one thing that has not been tried.
Sure.
We would actually do the bills. We do the bills.
Okay.
Otherwise, then you're the same as the Republicans.
And now you see Cenk on here saying, oh, come to my side now. We'll get it done. It's once again more rhetoric, more political grandstand and pretending, oh, the other side sucks, but oh, yeah, we're going to take care of you. Yeah, come vote for us here. We'll get it handled this time. Yeah, I know you've been screwed over by the others, but God damn it, we will tend to you. So this thing goes on for, what is it, hour and 44 minutes? I've been in here just a little bit. I'll end it here. I'm not going to make this too long. Just a little tidbit to jump in here. If anybody, I'll leave the link down and all that good stuff. If somebody wants to hop in there and see what Mr. Cenk's on about. Without me rambling out of the way for too long now. So, till next time, boys and girls, Ghostmas gonna go play some of those games. Like somebody's gotta go save the world. Torbjorn, here I come. Overwatch 2.